La la la, hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness, so many of us get stressed as we lead up to the holidays. There's so many things to think about. Oh my God, is the turkey going to be perfect? Is the house going to be clean enough? Do I have enough gifts? Do I have a I know, I'm freaking you out. Don't worry, Michelle O'Neill from Michelle Fit here to help us out. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, Michelle, I think a good starting point is I think when we think of stress, we usually think of it emotionally, but what sort of impact does stress have on us physically?
A ton.
Yeah.
Yes, there's so much that's going to happen. So first of all, when the stressful event occurs, there's a fight or flight hormone called cortisol that gets released. So I'm sure you've probably heard of that before. Yeah. And it's a type of steroid hormone that's job is to metabolize, it controls glucose metabolism. So this event occurs, cortisol gets released, and it increases the blood sugar, the glucose, fatty acids, and so forth. On top of that, it stimulates something called lipogenesis, which is the creation of fat. Right. So that fat in turn gets mobilized into the abdominal area to surround and protect the internal organs.
Okay.
So if that wasn't enough,
there's more?
There's more. It also kind of decreases bone formation, so chronic stress and so forth. So that leads to osteoporosis. But this abdominal fat or visceral fat, like I just mentioned before, that puts you at increased risk for high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, obesity, heart disease, stroke, among other things.
Right. And this is all because, like you said, fight or flight, right? We're trying, I guess, in the evolution of our bodies, if you will, or scientifically speaking, they're talking about, using this energy to run away or, to protect yourself.
Exactly.
And we're not really doing that in stressful situations.
No, I mean, cortisol does get a bad name, but really it is just doing its job.
Right.
You know, like
Poor cortisol.
Yeah.
But it's backfiring a bit, isn't it?
Yes,
right.
yes. So, there are ways that we can kind of manage and deal with that. And like you said before, there's 6 things that I want to kind of talk about there. And, with me being a fitness professional, number 1, of course, I'm going to say is
exercise. Very important. How does that help relieve stress?
Well, it's different for everyone. So sometimes you're stressed and you're angry and frustrated. So for myself, I like to kickbox. That's what helps me.
Yeah.
Other times I might be, maybe react to stress by not sleeping very well. In those situations, I like something a bit more calm, like yoga. For you, it might be just pumping some iron. It'll be different for everyone.
But dancing.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, for those of us that have seen Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon, when she says exercise releases endorphins, endorphins make you happy. So that's kind of what's happening.
I love that we're taking advice from Elle Woods. The wisdom of Elle Woods. This is perfect.
But it's true. It's true.
All right, what's the next step?
So also, we want to think about nutrition. Right? So green tea, there's actually a plant vitamin in green tea, EGCG, that promotes focus and calmness. Okay. So it takes about an hour or 2 to kick in. So if you know you're going to have a busy, stressful day, then you might want to start your day by drinking some green tea first.
Great tip.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Tip number 3, what's that?
A healthy work environment. That's huge.
Yeah.
You spend hours a day there, right? So, myself, I've been in some unhealthy work environments for me.
Right.
And, I just had to decide it was time to move on. So, I'd like to say I recommend the same, but I don't know. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Right away if you're having a stressful work environment. Look around for another job first.
Yeah.
We're pretty lucky in this atmosphere. We have a great work environment.
Or even
here.
looking for solutions within your work environment to make
Exactly.
it more healthy, or to make it more stress-free in terms of talking to your boss maybe about your work.
A lot of places actually. I did work one place years ago where they have workplace assistant psychologists that you can talk to and so forth. Yeah, and that's included in your benefits as well.
Right. Yeah, we have that here at RogersTV as well.
Good resource to have. What's your next tip?
I would say also sleep. you know, a lot of people get stressed and they just don't sleep well. When the latest research shows that not enough sleep can actually lead to weight gain because you get that hungry feeling all the time.
Right.
So try and get about 8 hours of sleep a night. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have another tip?
I do have 2 more. I'll go
Okay.
nice and quick. So
All right.
time management. Make a
Yes.
list. You know, people laugh at me, but I got lists. That's what helps keep me organized. And finally, this is something that's out in a new book called The Third Space. It's by Dr. Adam Fraser. He
Okay.
partnered with Deakin University in Australia to do a research study on the effects of a transitional space on happiness. So. Not surprising, we carry our emotional state around with us. Right. So if we've had a bad day, we tend to, you know, come straight home from work or whatever,
right.
and we take it out on the first person that we see. We know that, right? Nothing surprising there. But instead, if you find this third space, somewhere to transition before you walk in that door, whether it's a coffee shop, your home, or exercise.
Right.
Good plug there, Michelle. Yeah. So 3 things, 3 R's. So if you just rest, you know, breathe, try to clear your mind, think about something else. Reflect. So instead of focusing on the negative things that happened that day, think of something positive that happened in that day for you. And then reset. How do you want to show up when you get home? You don't really want to walk in the door and be an angry monster, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be happy with your family and so forth. So by doing that, they found that it increased your behavior by 41%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And that's without exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine you throw exercise into that. If you go to MichelleFit.ca, you can find out more about exercising.
Yes.
Michelle, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great
You're
tips
welcome,
on
you're
relieving
welcome.
stress. Try to remember all those things as we move into the holidays. Relieve some stress. We are back talking biodynamic farming. If you haven't heard of it, well, our next guest will tell you all about it and a little bit about CSA as well. It's going to be kind of a Christmas unveiling, and you'll see what I mean right after this.